So yes, I did get to read To Kill a Mockingbird in school. It was in my freshman year, actually. It was in honors English. I don't think it was actually read in any of the other English courses in my school. I remember it really only being a book that us honors kids talked about. Um, and it was amazing. I remember raving to my mom about the book the entire time we read it. Um, the text was distributed by my teacher. Obviously, the school gave us funding, and the book was, I believe, available in our school's library, and you could just check it out to read it. But it was given to us by our teacher in high school. We both had the physical book, and then she would also print out certain pages that she really wanted us to discuss in class if there was like specific quotes or anything she wanted us to talk about. Um, if so, how might I distribute it now? I believe that's harder as if I'm a teacher in Iowa, let's say. There's a lot of books being banned right now. I don't know if To Kill a Mockingbird has been banned in many Iowa schools. It most likely has, just given the nature of the book bans that have been happening. So I believe it just depends a lot on what my school is doing. Um, but let's assume my school hasn't banned the book, then like I would want to give a physical copy. I believe it's very important for kids to be able to physically hold the book and read it. I love online books. Like they're great. They're a great source, especially when they're free and can be distributed to students for free. Um, or a student has like something where it's hard for them to read, like dyslexia, and they need to be able to hear it. But I would prefer to be able to give them a physical copy and just be able to let them read through it, and give kind of like a decent time chunk for them to get through what I need them to get through. As I believe also giving students the ability to carry the physical copy with them allows them to at any point kind of pick the book up and read it, which allows for a wider variety of times where they can be intaking the information about the book and thinking about it instead of it maybe being limited to the classroom, um, or to when they have access to their computer or something like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, To Kill a Mockingbird was such a big text for us to read at that point. I remember a lot of us got really into it and were not happy at all with the ending, and we all like we got to debate if we thought what happened in the ending was correct and what we thought was going to happen and all that. And it was just a very shocking moment for us, and I remember a lot of us talked about it for the rest of the year. I mean, To Kill a Mockingbird was a very moving book for us to read, and I'm very glad it happened for me when I was a freshman in high school, just because I feel like that was a good point where I was really starting to become an adult and kind of start to grasp these wider concepts that I was starting to get in middle school but wasn't fully ready for yet. And I feel like it was a good book to read then because it was just impactful. Um, I also got to see the play version of it at Hampshire last year. Very good. I would recommend it. Um, the two questions I have for this week's reading of Last Night at the Telegraph Club is, how do you feel the author's decision of putting LGBT plus character in a book that's in the past has affected the story? Like, because we do know LGBT history, we do have access to what that was actually like, and we know kind of how different it was. So how do you feel that affects you, and affects your reading of the story and the time period it's set in? Um, and how do you feel it affects school children today that books like this and many others are banned on the basis of characters in the book's sexuality, because it limits them from a lot of like meaningful texts on a very small basis?